Alright, I was getting ready to slap this 302 on an engine stand so I can do a little Craigslist rebuild for a project in an upcoming video. And I went to go grab my engine stand and I found this. Now, most of you just assume this is an engine stand, and that's what they're labeled as, but I thought I threw all of these away. I didn't know there was still one here. Now, what I don't like about these, I don't like to use these things. I find them very unsafe. Like, look at this. Made out of 1 3/4 tube, like 16-inch thick. For a little 4-cylinder or something, that's probably good. But these things are small. Look at that. 28 inches. You get some weight up here. You know, put a little engine up here with some weight on it. You know, and you bump it, and the thing will just fall right over. I don't like these things. I think they're dangerous. But that's all most people can get, because that's what they sell in the stores. When I go to buddies' houses and help them, I'm super cautious about working on their engines when they got them on these things. At least get the 4-legged one. It's a lot more stable. But there are other options. You can build one yourself and make it super heavy duty. It won't fall over. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now this here is a homemade engine stand. Got another 302 on it, fresh 302, but this thing's super heavy duty, super thick. I guess I should grab the tape measure and show you. Look, made out of plate, 3/4 inch plate. You know, that's not going to fall apart. It's made to come apart here and fold up to keep out of your way. This thing's freaking heavy. I can't move it. I mean, I can't barely lift it when I got it disassembled and put it away. Got 19 inches on that side, 19 on this side. See? That's way bigger. That's almost 40 inches. The other one's 20. That's 10 more inches. Spread it out further. Doesn't want to tip over. You know? Look at this. It's way bigger. Look at how thick it is. You know, this thing's made out of angle iron. 2 pieces of angle welded together. Thick angle too. The whole thing's constructed like that. It definitely won't tip over. Now look. It doesn't bounce. It doesn't jiggle. It's only a small block on there. But still. Nothing. This one won't fall over. You know? Move it around. It's not going to fall. I like my safe mounts. You know? Feel safe in here. I mean, look at the plate this thing is made out of. You know, that's 3/4 inch plate. This thing ain't going anywhere. I'm gonna end up doing a video after I put some paint on this motor, showing you slapping it in the car. Definitely do some burnouts. Burnouts is the reason I gotta put a new motor in that car. Now see, just for comparison, put this little engine stand made out of Chinesium here against this homemade one. Which one would you rather trust your health with? You know, that one's way bigger, way thicker. You know, I wouldn't trust this little crap. Yeah, this thing's massive compared to this little baby thing. I mean, if I was working on my 2.3 liter turbo T-Bird motor, you know what? This will probably handle it just fine. But with all the V8s, and especially all the big blocks, these things are way better. Massive, sturdy. It's not going to tip over. It's not going anywhere. Here I got another three-legged one. Another homemade piece. It's only got a small block Chevy on it. A little rattle can rebuild on there. But as you can see, it sticks out way past the engine. You know? Look at that thing. 22 inches on each side. It's not going to tip over. It's also much thicker than the other stuff's made out of. You know, this only got, what, 1/2 inch plate? Yeah, see, this is probably the lightest duty engine stand I got. Got this 1/2 inch plate on here. It's made out of tube. But still, 3 1/4 inch tube. And it's definitely thicker than the steel on that Reagan's engine stand or wherever that thing's from. But even this one doesn't jiggle. You know what I mean? Doesn't flex. Barely get any kind of jiggle on there. It's safe. Got a bunch of others. Most of them got engines on them. Most of them hold engines for decades. Now these engine stands are my favorite ones. I didn't make these. I got these from an old guy at an estate sale. A pair of them. These things are 60, 80 years old. I put big blocks on these usually. They don't flex, they don't move. Takes up less square footage because it's 4 legs. But they're strong. Put 440s on them all the time. They don't even flex. These ones are definitely my favorites. I'm about to put a 302 on it, which is pretty weak for it. But it'll definitely be safe. With the 440s, move them around, nothing. Again, got this plate, a little over 1/2 inch there. You know, they're made out of these axle tubes. I actually don't know what the axle tubes are from, but they're pretty strong. If anybody knows what kind of car these axle tubes are off of, let me know. I might make some more engine stands. But they machine this block and cut it and just put it in there, and the bolt goes through and tightens and it squeezes. Loosen it just a little, the thing spins nicely. Use some grade 8 bolts on there. These ones are my favorite, and they roll around good. You know, you put all kinds of weight on there, these things move. They don't flex, nothing. So I guess the only options besides buying some cheap, dangerous, possibly garbage is to find an expensive, well-made one. I've never even really looked, so I don't know if they actually make those. Make one yourself. A lot of people can do that. Go to an estate sale. Find some 80-year-old engine stands made by some old guy. You know, an old machinist or something. An old welder. Something. Some guy that who's working on tractors. You know, you're gonna have some heavy-duty stuff. I got about 13 of them. And if I can find more, I would buy more. They're that good. But I gotta leave some out there for the rest of you guys. But that's my recommendations. I don't like putting engines on these. Don't like moving them around. And this right here is about to go in the scrap. I thought I threw them all away. But definitely make yourself something strong, safe, And last thing, don't forget, subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but eventually it'll make me some money. Thank you. Okay, there you go. Small block's now mounted on one of the heavy duty engine stands. Well, you know how I turned off the camera a few seconds ago to put this on the stand here? Well, that was a few days ago now. You know how everything that can go wrong will go wrong? Blew out the ram on this cherry picker. I'm gonna go over to Harbor Freight, grab another one, get that on there. And then you see all the metal shavings on the stand? Yeah, I had to modify it a little bit to mount the small block on it. Never had a small block on one of these. I usually have big blocks on them. Had to cut this plate, drill it so I can mount it so that the bolt goes below so I can tighten it. Just need to chop that off real quick. But it's on there. It's a heavy duty stand. You know, it's not gonna fall over. Unlike well, here's size comparison. So these are my favorite 80-year-old homemade engine stands from an old machinist. If you get the chance to get anything like that, I recommend doing it. But they're not, the footprint wise, it's not bigger, it's actually smaller than the basic Kragen's engine stand from the 80s and 90s. But, you know, put a little pressure on it, just falls right over. You don't want that, that's not safe. These things here, they're not gonna fall. You know, they're safe. With the engine on it, they're not gonna fall over. Still, no matter what stands you use, be careful. But if you can get, you know, 60, 80-year-old homemade engine stands from a machinist, get them. Like I said, I've got 13 of them. Every time I see them, I get them. Way safer than anything you can go buy. Or make one yourself. Or, if you do go buy one with 4 legs. They're definitely safer. And if you have a 3-legged one, don't ever try to move it with the engine on it.